I started the stream without the fucking audio. That's crazy. Anyways. Hold on, I have to message my homie. My homegirl. Kiika. Man, she just said some bullshit while we here. Just because it's gonna be edited out. Man, she said, oh, like, also some middle shit. She was just like, hey, bro. So, like, she was using AI generated images. I'm just like, hey, bro. You don't gotta do that. Like if you like, we not that bulky out here. If I'm not bulky, you not bulky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have paid for someone to do that shit. And she was like, man, I don't need your fucking money. And I was like, okay, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. And then before before we can move on, she was like, man, oh, anybody else give me some money, but you. Basically, that's not what she said, but that's basically what she said. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was really crazy. Like, what did I do? What did I really do to deserve this treatment? Now, for some reason, do you see the side screen? Is my YouTube scene like this? My YouTube scene should not be like this. It wasn't even. This is weird, guys. Guys. Hold on, honey. Oh, let me see, gang. You guys don't see this. Okay, so it's like square. It's a square shape. On my screen, when you see the side screen, it seems normal, but for me, it's a square, and I don't like it. Canvas. Well, canvas. What the fuck, man? What's even going on? Skeleton window. Is it because this is up? It is! What the fuck? Okay, we fixed it. We fixed it, guys. Okay, let me open the game. Okay, so I'm man, fuck it. Talk about how we get stream. Fuck you, bitch. There's woman says much. Can't be doing all that in my phone. My phone. Oh, woman says much stream. I need to do that. Fuck. That's on Twitch side. That's on my Twitch side. You guys don't have to worry about that. I don't even know what we're doing still. There the game is. Okay, so my roommate's gone for the week. It's being big. You already know what the vibes are. Let's kick it off talking about last time. I didn't even realize it. The video is private because it had to be. But my homie let me know the intro has some crazy shit because he's a bitch. Alright. And he's like, guys, nudity. And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that the intro had all that. So you guys can hear the music, but you guys can't see the intros right now because we're not starting the game. We're not starting the game just yet, guys. So therefore, we're gonna stay here until we need to start the game. Or we could just go to the game, man. As long as they, as long as we're not, as long as the game doesn't do its little intro, we should be good. At least I think. Unless Allie's naked under there, but I sort of doubt that. Yeah. So the video of last part should be coming out probably tonight. I'll try to make it come out tonight. I just need to play the intro. That's really all I have to do. So hold on, give me a minute or two. Okay. Probably have live chat on. I just noticed that. I see a lot of heights, and I just like get these emails out of here. No, no, not from YouTube chat. No, it's just chatting. Just to clarify. Again, give me just one more minute. A lot of stalling, but it's okay. We got all day. Alright, we're back. There's a lot we actually have to talk about. But now, because I was doing other things, I saw some other things, and now I feel like I just want to get all this off my chest before we get into the game. Face, I saw this post, okay? So, this guy was talking about... something that happened between him and a girl he was with. He cheated on her with one of the mutual friends. This happened 12 years ago, right? The only reason he's saying about it today was because, like, 6 months ago, he went to their wedding. He went to the mutual friend's wedding with this another man, I assume, and he was like, I'm thinking of that right now. What the fuck, man? Nigga was like, yeah, man, it was like, but you were in high school when you did this, bro. Who cares? Who cares is like the main thing I'm thinking. Like, no one gives a fuck. You did this in high school, but let it go. You're supposed to let this go, bro. That's the thing. I already let some shit go that happened last year just because of it. Because that shit not valid. Not sexual shit. I'm just saying, like, if shit that happened last year was not valid, I let it go. Right? I'm not tripping. And then I saw like a random post from a girl asking if it was good for college, and this random person was like, I don't know, it seems like too much of a violent outfit. And then obviously everyone who's ever went to college, it was like, what the fuck are you talking about? too violent. Niggas wear whatever when they go into class. And then this person was like, the post didn't ask for the people who went to college. I was giving my opinion. It's like, what the fuck? Why would you give your opinions on something you know nothing about? Just because... Are you basing this off of vibes? Well, no, this doesn't feel like something I'd see in like a college movie. So like, like, what are you talking about? Jesus Christ! I actually had to go. Actually, not because I forgot that there's no ice. So I actually have to I have to like fucking fill my water bottle and then put it away. So I'm gonna put the audio right there. I think audio's right there. It's good. This is gonna be me testing the audio as well. As well. I don't know what type of accent that was. But yeah, when I be back, we should be starting the game properly because there's because everything else relates directly to the sexual nature of the game. Yes, I am doing this also, so YouTube doesn't go crazy in case I missed something. We'll be back. No, I didn't stream early. I got. This is a perfectly valid time for me to be streaming. The nigga said he was hungry by himself and Tamala came. That shit, damn. Like, that's some deep shit. Anyways, I didn't actually test audio. I was just getting water. But I think this should work as a good test. I think this is good. Low key, this seems good. I'm not gonna lie. Audio good. Man, 2025 was crazy, bro. Niggas did not know nothing except that one nigga. Shout out that. Yeah, that nigga definitely was there. You know, only nigga I would talk to that about that shit. Literally. Now, did he help? No. But I did ask him to help, so it's all good, man. I didn't get that fancy to talk to, bro. I don't know. I feel like, low-key, I can't talk to niggas about certain issues, bro. Cause some of that shit don't even be issues. It be like, that's what you want to talk about, some bullshit. I be wanting to have conversations that aren't just this or that. I want to talk. I want to get to the root of some problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, let me put this down for my Twitch conversation talking points. There was this video on TikTok that perfectly explained a concept I try to explain all the time. Is just because just because when you consume a piece of media, you don't necessarily say that this is what the author believes. Like, you don't necessarily say that. Like, you don't read I don't know, like 1984, and they'd be like, oh yeah, definitely this guy definitely anti-censorship. You don't necessarily do that. Like, it's not about misreading or reading the text. It's just that any type of person could theoretically make anything, right? So you don't want to say ascribe beliefs to a person through their work, because it's just, while it may be accurate, some of the time it won't be accurate. Other times, right? And it gets real muddy. So that's why I don't necessarily believe you should be doing that. However, you can definitely learn a lot about, like, itself, about like a piece of media, learning who the author is. You can do the reverse of that, right? And so someone, I forgot his name because I retweeted it so I can look it up. He was talking about cosmic horror, and he was explaining how cosmic horror, through the lens of different authors, like black people, white people, and a more feminist lens, how these perspectives sort of change. I don't like that. Hey, you got in in the context of what I was just saying. That's crazy. Go ahead, give your explanation. Go, like. Yeah, let me finish my point though. Alright, he was explaining how through these different lenses, the cosmic horror turns out to be different in these different types of media, right? And it's based, and it's not necessarily based off, but it's because the perspective they have of these groups of people have of what is scary and what terrifies them is completely different, because they come from different backgrounds and different upbringings. Like, I think the strongest point of view, the strongest one that stood out, was the feminist cosmic horror, and how a lot of it does tend to be body horror. How the cosmic horror wants to take over their bodies, and it needs them for their body to use them, right? And that's the form it takes. And when a woman, or like a feminist, has a cosmic horror story. And I think that, and again, you can do this with all pieces of media. And I hope you guys wouldn't, like, hope when like, I know people in the comments are like, oh my gosh, my media literacy isn't this good. It should be. It should be. This is not even crazy. Anyways, buddy, I'm putting you in timeout. You didn't explain yourself. You were supposed to explain yourself. And now you're in timeout. Okay, go ahead for 10 minutes. Go take a lap. You go take a lap, buddy. But now let's start the game. Did y'all on the right page for the first time ever? Oh, needs to start the game today, even if it's a stream. A week stalling. You are not on the right page. There we go. And that's also not to say, well, I didn't say anything, guys. So let's just go ahead. Did I say to welcome back? Welcome back to another episode of Gore Screaming Show. Did I not say that? I'm gonna say it. Let's do this. Last time we spent more time with Kiika, and she was masturbating. Masturbating a lot. A lot. That was like a large part of the stream. I'm not gonna lie. So like so like a day passed. And like she's embarrassed. Kyoji saw it, but Kyoji didn't let anybody else know. So only we know. And I think that's about it. That covers everything, right? I had to get the crazy happened. Her mom didn't catch her. Blah blah blah. Kyoji's into the costume, stifling a yawn. He hardly got any sleep last night. Whenever he tried to fall asleep, decided to kick his bare legs in the forest flash across his vision. Yeah, speaking of people who don't who don't like forget about some shit, man, who cares? Like, but he couldn't bring himself to use that image as fat material. I mean, okay, let's talk about it. That's not what I expected us to talk about. Using your fans, because it still was a fan at this moment, as fat material. I think. Obviously he's interested in her, and I think guys tend to do this. Have I done this? No. Anyway, like, well, you would never admit that, but and that's true, and that's certainly true. But if I'm being honest, there's never been like a girl I was interested in that I just like jacked off to. It's not really a thing I do. I've jacked off to my spouse, but that's obviously different. Right, guys, we all admit that's different. I don't think that's crazy. It's probably crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy because of who I am, but it's not crazy in general. If you heard that sentence and it came from anyone else but me, you'd be like, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, like I think the fact that he's thinking this right now in this moment is kind of crazy. I think if I see, like, even if I don't know why she did it, if I see my friend, she masturbated, let's say she's hot, because I imagine that's what he thinks she is, and we're slightly attracted to it, not completely, but we're slightly attracted. I'm sorry, we're attracted to it, but she's also just crying. She's obviously distressed. That's not really a hot situation, and I know some of you are gonna be like, okay buddy, we know about you and your kinks, and I'm just like, chill. It's called consent, okay? That's the operative word in all of these things and all of these stories. Consent, okay? Learn it. It's a bit different in this scenario, I'd say. So yeah, basically I did all this to say Kyoji's kind of crazy. Maybe it's because when he saw it like that, he was far more surprised than he was aroused. It struck him as an utterly unrealistic sight, like something he was watching on TV. He knows it really happened, of course, but he still can't really believe it. What's more, and there's a shady character, Yoshiki. What did he mean when he told him to keep Kiika away from Yuka's place? Okay. Certainly, Kiika was only started acting strange after they entered the mansion. Is he saying there's some kind of connection there? I don't know, Sherlock. But if you ask me, I would think so. But that's upsetting. It's not possible. And with those thoughts flowing in his head, Kyoji could fall asleep. He spent all night tossing and turning, and before he knew it was morning. He can't tell whether he got any sleep or was awake the whole time through. I hate when that shit happens though. I've been in those moments when I'm just like, okay, was I asleep? At any moment? What the fuck? As soon as Kyoji enters the classroom, he's greeted by the same cheerful voice as always. What's up, Belle? Morning. As he heads to his seat, his eyes wander to Kiika's desk. She hasn't come in yet, it seems. Yeah? She strikes the conversation and another morning begins. Alright guys, hold on. But home, I gotta make sure I have something over here on my side. It's not. It'll be quick. I can play the game like this as well. But home still was down and Kiika still hasn't arrived. Oh. Oops. Oh my god, okay, see, look at him. Can we keep? Okay. Okay, that's definitely what I want to do. And Kiika still hasn't arrived, okay? The new teacher, the Sandman, just says matter of factly that Kiika's absent due to illness. What's up? How's school? It kinda plays him with the alley in town. Hmm? Well, I mean, do we want to go, Kyoji? It's up to you, Big Bell. Yeah, let's do it at 9 PM, okay. Do I even have this assignment? Can I just turn this in? I'm just... Oh, what? Okay, I probably have this. But I'll just... I'll keep it up. Me? To Mizuno's place? Mizuno-san's place? Yeah. I can't hide in. He? Go to see Kiika? Okay, well. You're now doing too much. Far too much. What he saw yesterday flies before his eyes. I'm just, hold on. This one's more says. I just want to see. Hello? Okay. Okay, I was making sure. Crazy. If he goes with them, won't Kiika if he's to see him? She sure as hell didn't want him to see it like that yesterday. And being there would just make it feel more awkward. I think I'll pass. I'm thinking it over, he gives his answer, but Shinta immediately first his bows. Well, if you feel that way, why aren't you going? Okay. Shinta pouts. Come with us. Man. Watch out. He is concerned about what happened to Kiika, of course, but he doesn't know how to face it. I think it'd be better if the girls just went to see it at a time like this. But it kinda seems to be infuriated by his words. Yeah, and there's a point to me not going. I don't know if you catch you in the head, buddy. But he's telling you, my man is telling you that the reason the reason he's not going. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Okay, sorry. I'm doing too much. Kind of being eye pushy now. He lets out a silent sigh. Kyoji has no idea what she wants. But there's one thing he knows, though. And if it kind of gets like this, she doesn't give up until she has her way. No. And all the times he's known it, Kyoji's never been able to dissuade her. And so, with Akane leading, the pack to Kiika's place, Kyoji ends up trudging behind it. Like, you should have fought for this point, Kyoji. Like, you should have, like, she told you herself that you being there would not be a good thing, firstly. Secondly, you have your own reasons to not want to be there, that you already stated, which are valid. Thirdly, bro, it's just, there's no good outcomes in this. Like, you know this, there's no good, it's like, her mother comes out to greet them. She's very pity with the weighty air, like, about him. She says Kyoji and invests into the living room with a gentle smile. The scrutinizing gaze lingers on Kyoji, far longer than on Akane and Aoi. It makes him a bit ill at ease, but he can understand why. Probably doesn't look like the kind of model student mothers of her class would like her on their daughters. Perhaps she sees him as an undesirable element who's after her daughter or something. Yes, that's what you are, though. Not undesirable element, but like everything else, yes. Her mother says apologetically as she pours in black tea. Yeah, immediate, so crazy. To be able to say this with a straight face to other young children, not young children, but like young teenagers, crazy. She laughs, politely covering her mouth with one hand. Kade and Aoi exchange glances. He and Kiika described as an attention seeker, like we didn't say that with them. I mean, a bit more responsible, like Kazuyagi-san. Like, I don't. Let's not do all that. Quiz you. Kind waves her hands, her expression flustered. I don't even. What are we doing? This is exactly what. Like, this reminds me of like when you're on your homeboys and a girl shows up and it's like trying to tear you down for no reason. But like this is a completely different situation in which it's just like, why is she doing this? You don't even know these children, but like you're like, my child sucks. Those children way better. It's like, what the fuck? Because Kiika's mother, he used a beleaguered sigh. Beleaguered is not big enough to be our weather today. You know, we all know what that means. What is this? She makes Kyoji feel sick to her stomach. Extremely uncomfortable all of a sudden. He strains his posture on that sofa. She gives the impression of a nice, kind mother, but underneath there is something awfully nasty. It's not even really underneath, it's on the surface. Also, she also ignored our main man Kyoji when she was saying responsible, like, man, Kyoji's not responsible though, so like, yeah, it's fair. But she doesn't know that. She doesn't know. Nothing she says is inappropriate as such, but overall something about her seems off. Kyoji can't quite put his finger on what it is. Now I kind of shames about you. Is she keeping up with her studies properly? I mean this, and I'm just like, what if we lie? You just need these terrible questions. Right, that we wouldn't lie. Also, it's just like, I guess as we said, I don't think any times I've been waiting in high school, as long as I wasn't crazy. They wouldn't have called back and called back home. I was waiting for you to finish talking. Oh. I get it. And like, I get it. Well, like, you gotta be quicker, you know what I'm saying? I can multitask. You don't have to wait for me. What's wrong with the monkey? Nothing. You see, I didn't say anything right then. Literally, you said that like one. I don't know how long it was after. I was like after I said. I was talking about different perspectives in Cosmic Core. For reference, because this might be cut out. I was talking about different perspectives in Cosmic Core, and then I said the black perspective, right? And then she said the monkey, and then obviously that's not. It's like okay. Actually, I did not read what it said. What about you? Is she talking to Kyoji, man? He said to wait. When? I never told you to wait to type. I told you explain. Kyoji said you to get up and do something, but he forces himself to stay put on the sofa. And do what? What are you talking about? Get up and do something, bro. This is I don't think he's in a shonen manga, but that's not how that works. Oh, you know it's me, duh. You thought I was just gonna let that fly? Like, I had to click the channel. At first I thought it was Clout, but I had to check the channel. I did that earlier. Cause I was just gonna like ban person. I was like, okay, they're still not typing. I'm gonna ban person. I was like, oh wait, it's a. Come think of it, this lady has a spade him and glance the whole time. Is she really that way? I knew Shinta should have come along too. No, she shouldn't have come in the first place. Well, yeah, you should have. You should have fought for this. See if Kiika might is still at it. My table man is satisfactory. Does she hold a pencil properly? And so on and so forth. She persistently asks him all sorts of questions, down in the most trivial things. Just listening to it is exhausting. Kyoji spots Ali stifling the yawn, kind of fed up with the whole thing. He looks around the room, seeking some respite from this unease. The room is impressive yet austere. Kyoji has no idea how much it would have cost, but he thinks the furniture must be antique or something. There are a few large display cases set along the walls containing a sizable number of hunting rifles. Wow, that must belong to Miss Anderson's dad. You can't but feel drawn to them. It's not often you can see something like this, especially not so many of them in one place. It's like he slipped into another world. Oh, bloody, that's the one time she wants to speak about our man? Please. Huh? Tenses touches back to this, finding that Kiika's mind is looking at him for the first time. He realizes a moment too late that she's talking to him. Yeah, but he does. It was like when it's time to talk, he had nothing to say. Yeah. Wow. It's very interesting how Kyoji has been symbolically compared to each and every guy that are in these girls' lives so far. Let me high predict who is gonna be when it's Ali. It's gonna be my first thought was better, but no, I don't think so. Let's say she has an older sister, and the older sister has a boyfriend that the kid's gonna be compared to. Okay. that's my guess. Locking it in. You do have villains in the gun safe. I don't like that you said that, because that Well, no, bro. Gore and Yuka is about to pull up with straps. It's about to be over. About to blow this bitch down. Kiika's mind says to kind of answer the question because she gets the feeling she glances away for a moment. The gaze is oddly sticky. It clings to him. Kyoji awkwardly vents his eyes. Talk! This is your one time to talk. She's like giving you the floor. You're looking at the guns. Kyoji! You know what, Kyoji, bro? She's at about y'all. She's at about men, bro. She's at. It's over. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You ruined it for all of us. I don't think I like this lady. It's just like that one image of him spinning. In my, you're going to set us back 30 years. Oh man. Apparently this guy just feeling sticky, clingy. He caught us out when they went to the planetarium together. Kiika, when I slipped, I might have went out of approve of her outfit. Feels like he understands Kiika's self-deprecating attitude a bit better now. Not really self-deprecating to say that, but like, yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you understand. Tanya's house is right next door. So Kyoji and Ali put ways to turn for the Kiika's place. What if further on they stop at the corner of a small alley. Ah, got it, see you. Ali nods and disappears to that alley. We haven't really talked a lot to it, honestly. Can't wait to do her out. In the end, they didn't get to see Kiika at all. That fills him with regret. They were doing themselves to just go home. Kyoji wanted to turn nearby park. There's no one there. Maybe it's recent disappearances. Many kids these days just don't play outside much anymore. No, it's the recent disappearances that we've not really gone to the bottom to now I think about it. I actually forgot that was a thing that happened. It's been a while since we've talked about it. At all. Even though we see it. But damn. Yes, when 3 kids disappear, I probably would not let my kid play outside like that either. Like it just wouldn't happen. He plants himself on a daylight bench. The sunset sky is almost dazzlingly beautiful. Maybe Kiika refused to come down because he was there. No, maybe that was it. He was much more depressed than he first thought. Seeing Kiika like that yesterday was a shock for sure. Seeing the girl you like strike such an obscene figure is more shocking than it is titillating. No, I disagree. No, it's not the obscenity it makes it shocking. It's everything that came with it. If it's just nakedness, who cares? I'm there for that. Yeah. But once it starts to get that far, he grimaces. He feels embarrassed all of a sudden. The realization sets in that yes, that's what's happening here. He likes Kiika. Yesterday she looked so ashamed of herself. She'd sob after every meal and she shuddered when she saw Kyoji. At this rate, she'll just pull further and further away from him. Is he really okay with this? Kyoji takes his phone out of his pocket, calls up the number she gave him, he glares at the screen for a moment, and after staring at his off, makes the call. He'll cut the number of rings, and when he reaches 30, he'll hang up. That's the pact he makes himself. It's still ringing. Maybe she decide not to pick up the moment she sees this from him. And he doesn't want to be too persistent. She doesn't pick up now, and it's probably too late already. He must be plagued by self-loathing. If nothing else, he wants to tell her that he won't tell anyone. He should her on that count, at least. As he counts the beeps, his resolve jet heightens. 28, 29, 30. He's about to press end. Then call Ben on the 31st beep. A small voice leaks from the phone speaker. Ah, Miss Ernest-san. Ah, thank God. I was afraid you wouldn't pick up. Forget that. That came out wrong. He scratches his head nervously. He realizes he's acting strange, getting all flustered in this deserted park. So, are you feeling better? You know, how to express how he feels. I honestly talk to him. He still doesn't know what to say, but he doesn't want to turn like this. Not like this, never. No sooner does he think that, does the words start tumbling from his mouth of their own accord. Is there any way we can meet now? Kiika gets surprised on Kyoji Harody thinks back over what he just said. But it's the truth, he does want to see it. I want to see you, Miss Ernest-san. I don't really know how to say it, but I don't want to read things like this. Is that a no? No. she hangs up. Game over. It's like nah, I could get silent for a long time. That GT's met as a few his phones. I don't like. Despite himself, Kyoji smiling as if he just won the jackpot. At a children's park, at the 5-minute walk from your house, the one along the road, one street over from the convenience store. You know it? See you soon, then. He hangs up the call, feeling very elated. Bro, you could have waited until she hung up. You gotta do the you hang up thing, bro. You hang up, no, you hang up, no, you hang up. I'm not speaking from experience, I've never done this to my spouse, but... no. But it would be very funny if I did. I feel like as a high school, you gotta do it at least once because it's funny. I think it's funny, and you know it's, you know, I think at this moment it would be cute. The thought that he's going to see him makes him feel incredibly happy. He stands up and sits back down. The paces around He then paces around meaninglessly. As he does so, the sunlight gradually glows dimmer. Just as the sun looks like it might dip below the horizon at any moment, he hears light footsteps from the entrance to the park. It's Kiika. Miss Anderson. Kyoji waves at him. Kiika spots him immediately and walks over to him. The expression on her face looks terribly stiff. Seeing that makes Kyoji tense up as well. He manages to call over, yes, but how does he even broach this topic? Did he tell her he saw it? Well, she knows that. He better not touch on the subject altogether. So Kiika knows that he saw it. Would this ruse even work? But it is awkward though, I will say that. Because like, it's not an easy topic to belch with someone, you know? Honestly, I don't have any advice for this. I think this is very unique. Honestly, there's policy, in this situation. I think as well, like, these people aren't adults, right? But I think most people who are going to be watching this are adults. If you just like talk to someone with full honesty and transparency about what's going on, just sexually, and just that you don't view them any different for anything they've done or the things they're into or anything like that, I think those conversations can be fine to have. But it is difficult to have this conversation with everybody. It's especially difficult when it's a situation like this, where there's a lot of factors that go into it that make it hard outside of just the act itself, you know? Sorry for asking you to come on such short notice. Her voice feels much more childlike than usual, smaller. Listen, I won't tell anyone. Cause just how to say this when Kiika met her softly. Huh? Miss Anderson? He catches a fist and carries on. And again, this one is also hard to belch. No advice for this one, just like you gotta treat this like you would treat someone who's going through something, you know? Because it is the same thing. The voice is shaking. Every now and then, it breaks, like she's sobbing. Alright, Kyoji, pull it through. Kate doesn't quite understand what Kiika's trying to say, but he can tell that she's torturing herself, backed by guilt. Kyoji cuts it off. He's not sure what to say, but he gets the feeling ready to keep talking is a bad idea. Because it's clear she's only going to keep driving herself into a corner. Yesterday, I'll be honest, I was surprised, but you know, you clearly want yourself back then, Miss Anderson. I think I know you well enough. I can tell that much. Probably. Something extraordinary must have happened, right? Kiika raises her head ever so slightly. Me, when I get pissed, I just see red. I just start throwing punches even though I know it's a bad idea. I think everyone can be like that sometimes. Everyone has things that make them fly off the handle. Things they can't help but doing. So it doesn't just happen to you, misunderstand. And this makes me realize that maybe he's actually really bad at talking. Nah, but you good. You good, right? I'm sorry, it wasn't perfect by any means, but I think this is good enough. If as a king, his true thoughts and feelings to come out of his mouth at all. And you can't tell if anything he says will make it feel better. I think, again, it feels real. It feels real, right? I think when you communicate with something like this, it's gotta feel real, or it's not gonna hit. Like if they feel like you're just like taking off some advice from like some stock therapist that you think exists in the world, thinking like, man, fuck out of here with that bullshit. Yeah, I think the most popular thing is like everything's gonna be okay. Like when you say shit like that, you say that to the wrong person, and it's like, nah, bro. Cause especially me, I'm that type of person, bro. If I'm going through something, niggas like, it's gonna be alright, bro. I'm gonna just be like, bro, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about at all. Like, don't talk to me even, right? And that's part of the reason why I know I don't how to go to niggas about saying shit. I'm just like, what do I want this nigga to say to me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It gets worse when you notice. I'm gonna save that for a different type of topic. But like, yeah, I feel like if you're consoling someone, it comes from a real place. Even if you fumble your words a bit, you say certain things that might come off a bit sloppy. As long as you get the message across, I think it's fine. The girl before his eyes isn't some honest and who's out of his league. She's a decided fat guy who's crying her eyes out. Having listened to Kyoji speak quietly, Kiika now speaks to quivering lips. It will show off into sobs. I don't hate you. You're not filthy. Kiika keeps shaking her head stubbornly. The sun sets, the wind blows strong, and it gets chilly. The streetlights flicker on, providing the darkened park with a little illumination. Kyoji feels anger and frustration build up in him. He's never a patient person. He scratches his head in vexation. What do I have to say? What do I have to say so you'll get it, damn it? Once the words out of his mouth, he freezes. Kiika showed his jaw as she shrinks in on herself. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. This is so irritating. It's like that he says it gets him anywhere. Hell, I've got it. As he goes to this, Kyoji takes his hand in an act of complete desperation. He has it too rough, he panics. Kiika's hand is soft and much smaller and more dainty than he imagined. But he doesn't know what the right amount of pressure is at a time like this, so in the end he doesn't let up at all and tells her straight up. You're not filthy. And that's why I can touch you. You can see Kiika's face gradually flush. There you go. I like that. I like that out of you, Kyoji. I like that out of you, Kyoji. After gazing at Kyoji for one long moment, she hangs her head again and acts in a feeble voice. Trust me. For a moment, he feels his heart has stopped. Yeah, mine too, buddy. More? Oh. Wait. Yeah. I got you guys. You guys can see the text though. We'll wait. They should block most of this. Kiika asks him in a small voice, her eyes fixed on the floor. His heart's beating like Gemini is, her hands clasped in his, suddenly feels terribly hot to him. Quivering, Kiika waits Kyoji's response. Before he knows, he has his arms around her and kisses her. More, she pleads, again and again. Even if he wanted to pull away from her, she wouldn't allow it. Desperately looks for somewhere dark for him to hide in, but the only place he can find is behind the bushes. They move to the corner of the pike, but they're out of sight. Kiika's face is right in front of him. Her smooth white cheeks tremble ever so slightly. Her downcast lashes are long, her eyes moist and wavy, and she looks up at Kyoji expectantly. Her soft, flowing hair smells faintly of the sweet fragrance of his shampoo. Miss Anna said, "They come this far, but it doesn't have the first idea what to do next. Having sex in the bush is crazy." No experiences with that, again. Obviously not. No. Like I said, all experiences I've had, that's definitely not one of them. I don't think I know anybody with that experience. I'm not gonna start asking. It's like, have you ever had sex in the bush? I just want to know. No, but that sounds so weird. I might have to. I could think I could ask my homegirl. I think it would be no. Why would I ask it when I know the answer is no? That's such a stupid question, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if the diamond doesn't like, not no, that's a table. That's not how that expression works. No, it's like a 1 in like a 1 billion person that's like sex in the bush. 1 in 1 million probably. He doesn't like. It's got to be some bad type shit. He doesn't seem to dislike this faint thing. The longer Kyoji waves, the more awkward you probably feel. Kyoji hesitates, reaches out with his hand, placing it on her chest, and enveloping the softness with his palm. Kiika closes her eyes and what a sweet bath. It almost sounds like relief. Jin moves his fingers, and the skin beneath them is softer than he imagined. Changes its shape in accordance with its movements. Can I touch him directly? Kiika nods weightlessly. Not Kiika. Kyoji reaches out to unbend her cardigan, trying his hardest to feign composure. His fingers shake though, and he can't quite manage it. Even getting one button open takes him quite a while. And we got a CGI, making sure it's not on YouTube. I'm saying, like if we get one like this with their mom though, I'm saying like it would go crazy. And like Kyoji out of the picture, cause like I'm saying like you guys gotta see the vision. You guys gotta see the vision with me, but you don't know. Anyway, I don't. Bye. And then he's experiencing sex for the first time. You guys don't need to. She's saying touching more. He's grabbing the boobs. That's the CGI. He keeps apologizing, and she says you can continue because yeah. What do I do now? He's secretly at a loss. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'd be the same. I'm not gonna be lost, but I'm definitely gonna be like I feel like it's just hard to know until you get into it, you know? It's not gonna stage fright. Maybe that's me though. I feel like I often have stage fright before I get into. That's not how that word works. Okay, I'm using these phases in ways like they don't mean what they mean. I have a lot of anxiety before I get into like presentations and stuff like that. And so, but when I get into it nowadays, I'm fine. I imagine that's how it's gonna be sexy. I'm gonna be nervous, and then once I get into it, it's gonna be whatever. What? She climaxed him just to hit hits? That's crazy. Good for her though. Oh, I need a girl like that. You know who needs to be like that? Yamika. Let's go. I can do it. Yamika, come to me. That was a double. I'm sorry for doing that a face like this. What do you mean? She asked it. That directly asked for it, actually. Kiika shakes her head as she bends her cardigan. And it's just sort of a thing. I guess we can talk about it lightly. It's just like, you know, often people view as sex as a thing that happens to women and not a thing that they interact with as equal standing. You see this happen as it's just like very casual, right? Just like that, he said he's apologizing that it happened in a place like this because it's just like in his mind that it's just natural for him to assume that he had control or that it was his responsibility to take control of it in this moment, right? And that you know, stuff like that. And often it's just like you got the guys is like a lot of people take away women's sexual agency, even in situations where they really shouldn't, right? And I say both guys and women do this. Not that everyone does this, right? And I don't like when people have to specify stuff like this because, like, yeah, it should be obvious. The reason why you had those beliefs is because the system was set up in that. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that before we get into like anything too serious. I think we need like more of like an example of that happening because I imagine we will get one. Kyoji feels so awkward. He just has to have a mind to bolt. But he does know one thing for sure. He really does love Kiika. Nah, it's just text. It's fine. She might have some baggage, but he also does care about him. His feelings are true. Skandai, shouldn't you be getting back home? Boom. We're good, we're good. Oh yeah, okay, good thing I forgot, but yeah, censorship is below the YouTube chat box, so don't worry, you didn't miss any chats. Kyoji's relieved to her tone is slightly composed now. He shakes his head relieved. I'll be fine. I'll walk you. Wait, no, I'll walk you to the corner of your street. Make sure you come to school tomorrow, you? He looks like Kyoji fixedly. Didn't nod. To that she adds. Okay, we're getting her through her sexual embarrassment. Well, one day at a time, you know? It's not gonna go away immediately, but we can help her do it. Kyoji comes home and planks down on his bed, but he's too weird, too elated, too wired, actually. He's worried about Kiika, and the fact that they went that far, he just shot quiet away, in the heat of the moment, weighs on him. By the time... Hold on. At the time, knowing I was the only way to put it at ease. Man, Belle, someone was like, hey, Belle. Please touch my tits in public. Like, I'd be like, oh. Yeah! That shit is going on jacket to you. Like, come on, man. Like, we gotta lock in. Way back home, Kiika still didn't smile. He didn't keep repeating that she was filthy either. Kyoji closes his eyes. Kiika's glistening eyes come back to him, and the feeling of his skin when he touched her for the first time. He can hope what happened eased his mind a little, but the feeling won't abate. It's not so much physical arousal as emotional excitement. He has a secret he's sharing with Kiika. It feels like today, just like that, he became an adult. No, you didn't. Just like Kiichi's wondering if Kiika's calmed down. Kiika's lying in the bed completely lost. Yeah, I'd be completely lost too. Without my censorship. After what happened with Kyoji this evening, she really thought she was satisfied, that she was feeling a little better. She came home, made fuss of excuses with the mother to scold her over her disheveled, how disheveled her hair was and how late she was. Then she went to her room. Yeah, guys, I didn't, not a moment too soon. And when she found the black vibrator deep in the dust shawls, just looking at it made her loins water in anticipation. She thought it disappeared somewhere. Where had it been? Last time Kiika remember seeing it last night, it lay on the floor. Then she looked all over the room for it, and yet it somehow found its way into the drawer. She's scared, this is just too creepy. But more than that, aside from that, the question of what is she going to do with this thing fills her with panic. Maybe she just throw it in the convenience stores, trash can on the way to school. She kept it in the drawer, her mother would be bound to find it eventually. You can notice her mother regularly goes to weird things when she's out of the house. Maybe her mother found it, put it in the drawer? If that were the case, she'd be wailing and hailing insults at Kiika by now. I'm like, you whore! Shaylee, it's too much to hope that she just doesn't know what it's for. It would be hilarious if that was the case. But it's not. But more urgently than that, her body's starving with desire. She wants to, I keep the censorship. She wants such a thing, to play with herself with this thing, to come over and over and over again. The physical test thing that knows no fatigue against that couch again and again. This feels like she'd be cheating on Kyoji, and it's time to go into this, actually. If you didn't know, I think a lot of people, more than you probably think, consider pulling cheating. Yeah, it's certainly a thing, a belief that's definitely had by a lot of people. I don't think so, but it's person to person. I don't think toys or anything of the like would be cheating, and I think most people also wouldn't think that. That's to me, like guys, just like used toys on your woman, or your men, or your non-binary pals, or anyone in between or out of this, out of the binary. Yes, please do it. If they have it, use it. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys gotta. I think it's not a bad idea, you know. But when that speaks to like the lack of sexual freedom a lot of people have, and that thought makes her slam the drawer shut and restrain her desire. But then she got up herself and asked to fiddle with herself in the bathroom for a bit. It doesn't matter she's gone to bed because she's still feeling poorly and returns to the room. Even though she prays that the mother won't come in to check on her, she can't restrain the impulse. And so, after fighting in agonized ecstasy for a while, Kiika finally manages to fall asleep. She dreams. She can tell it's a usual dream, the one she can't tell anyone about. A dream full of indescribable anxiety and awkward anticipation. A usual dream. She mustn't do this. This is a shameful act. And while Kiika herself doesn't think so, the Kiika in the dream harvests no doubts or reservations as she basks in sweet pleasure. Everything proceeds in an objective, matter-of-fact manner. The sky is black. It's a schoolyard of a school she used to go to a long time ago. She can't actually remember much of what happened, but in this dream, it's always vividly realistic. The shape of the school building, the stains on the walls, the shape of the shrubbery by the front entrance, the needlessly large sago palm trees planted there, even the sharp feel of its bark. Even if she normally can't remember it is still piled up in some rusty corner of her mind, and every now and then it comes to life in such vivid detail. Maybe that's just how memories work. Maybe it's a false memory Kiika created out of guilt. The bright sky and the sunset crimson spilling over the earth. There was a playground equipment by the school building where she and her friends would play. Holding onto the iron bar, Kiika pushes the falling down. Her body slithers over to the sky. Bending at the waist, she falls forward once, and then, just when she's hanging down by her arms again, she kicks her right leg up high, keeping it between herself and the bar, then bends the knee and hooks it over the bar. She then slides her way to her left leg, using her remaining momentum to return to an upright position. In this newly monochrome world, everything moves along dispassionately. She uses the top of the iron bars with her knee swing. When she shifts her right leg, the iron bar hits her crotch. A dark sensation shoots through her nether region. Like in all dreams before, her leg jerks in reaction to the sensation. She trembles, from her crotch all the way down to the tips of the toes, and the excess tension makes her leg seize up. Her entire body tenses as if electric current were flowing through her, and the hot sensation starts spreading outwards from its center. Through the thin fabric of her panties, the cold iron bar presses against her soft tense flesh. She slowly rubs her crotch against the wall, which produces a gentle pleasure. Both her legs are stretched as far as they go. She shows like she has chills in both her a sweet hot numbness shakes her entire body. It's the first time she experienced this. Sounds leaving her lips that are entirely unlike words. She has her own voice, so irritatingly innocent. Back then, she would immediately relay everything she thought and experienced to the grown-ups. Because when she did, they'd always rejoice to call her a good girl. And that's why. A falling sensation. For a moment, Kiika doesn't know where she is. Her room, she sees the familiar pattern on the ceiling and remembers that she's lying on her bed as always. Her thin pajama clinging to her body, which is covered in cold sweat. Her hair, somewhere from when she washed it, comes undone and falls onto her face and cheek. Brushing her side with her fingers, she waits for her pulse to settle down. She glances at the clock, finding it hasn't even been an hour since she went to sleep. It happened years ago. The meta puppy doesn't even remember anymore. Now she does. But for Kiika, it is an event she can never forget, no matter how much she might want to. She likely remember it for the rest of her life and bear it with her without even sharing it with anyone until the day she dies. Yo, shit. Recalling what the girl said, what the girl Yuka told her out of the blue makes a chill run down her body. Why did that girl know a secret? And iron buys, it must use specific for it to be a coincidence. And I think she said in that room along Kiika's own shameful acts. And since she met Yuka, Kiika's abruptly lost her mental equilibrium. It's like something she kept buried deep down for a long time. It's being forcefully dragged to the surface. She sees the face of the boy she felt so close to just hours ago before her mind's eye. He was one person she didn't want to find out, and yet he did. But he accepted her despite that. Okay, hold on. Kyuji's kind and if maybe would have left from Besk. She calls how clumsily touch she calls how he clumsily touched her earlier that day in the park. His feverish voice, his vamping caresses. As she does, she feels fire once again light up in her loins. Panties are unpleasantly cold and damp. Oh my god. Jesus. No one sees her like this. No one thinks of her like this. No one look at her and think she's that kind of girl. That's the act Kiika has kept up so far. So sometimes I didn't know she was one. She would comfort herself. It was her secret. And how did Kiika know about it? Kiika holds on to her blanket, shivering as chills run over him. He's all alone in the side of him. Her thoughts spiral down into darker and darker places. And unable to resist any longer, she turns her eyes to the desk. In the warm joy, and at the very back of it was the vibrator she found earlier. After a moment's hesitation, she gives in and opens the drawer, then gingerly moves its contents out of the way. But the vibrator is not there. There's nothing there. Kiika feels her legs wobble. Did her mother find it while she was asleep? Because she knows it was there when she went to sleep. She wrapped it up in a cloth to make it less conspicuous. And only after taking a shower to get herself to forget about it when she was finally able to fall asleep. Where did it go? Like she's having a nightmare. Did she really wake up from that dream earlier? Just standing next to the drawer makes her feel bad, so she turns to her bed. That's Kiika. Sitting on the bed is herself. Oh, is she herself? Dressed in the same Sakiki high school uniform, looking just like her. Oh, she got the this one. Look at her. It's her. It's obviously Yuka, because she's doing a Yuka pose. Anyway. And she has a hand in a very... And she has in her hand a very black vibrator that's been driving Kiika to distraction all this time. She's completely speechless. Feeling that if she moved, if apparition play would become reality, Kiika remains frozen in place. All of a sudden, she remembers that she remembers a mirror image of herself, masturbating in that room at Yuka's place. A doppelganger, another version of herself. Why does she look so serious? She looks the same as Kiika. Yeah, Kiika's overwhelmed by the sheer eroticism her other stuff gives off. Her breasts jiggle heavily under her thin uniform. Her hips are full and well-rounded, and her thighs sticking out under her miniskirt are smooth and shapely. Her entire body exudes a thick and musky sultriness. Is that what she looks like to other people? The thought fills her with intense self-hatred and shame. At the same time, she can't take her eyes off of her. Is this how Kyoji sees her? You can see her on the bed, brushes up a strand of hair and smiles at her. Every movement and gesture dripping with feminine sexuality so intense she can almost smell it, since Kiika revealing. Yeah, so you are me and I'm you. They're basically having a conversation. Kiika's like, no, you're not me. And Kiika, and the other Kiika, the Yuka Kiika, is like, yeah, you are Kiika, and I am Kiika too. The Kiika sitting on the bed, saying to her hand, gesturing for Kiika to come closer. Just Kiika. Nothing's changed to begin with. Nothing is different. Nothing at all. The girl in Kiika's face whispers in a sing-song voice. It's her voice, subtly different from the way her voice usually sounds to her. There's an unpleasant grating quality to it, as if it came from a radio that was slightly out of tune. The room's air becomes stagnant, and it's like a mist is hanging over. She feels a chill rise up from the floor, through her bare feet and up her legs. She hates this. She's scared. This is how she feels right now, and yet, Kiika finds she is approaching the bed, as if pulled by an invisible thread. Before her eyes, her herself regards her with a rude smile, draws up her knees and opens her legs obscenely. She doesn't have panties on. Beneath the slight shadow of her pubic hair, she can clearly see drops of fluid glittering. Kiika feels the same fluid dripping down from within her own body. Each step she takes towards the bed makes her crotch pose over, staining her pristine panties. The mere act of walking turns to sweet stimulus and shigly nonsensical moans start leaking from Kiika's lips. Her steps go quicker. Now she goes enough she can touch her head herself if she extended her hands. The musk hangs in the air. Evade Kiika's body through her nostrils and goes straight to her brain, numbing everything it touches. The Kiika on the bed extends a pushing white hand towards her. She takes Kiika's cheek and runs her fingers through the hair falling down the side of her face, then brushes again against the nape of her neck, only wrap her hand around her back and pull across her. The touch alone is enough to turn her entire body to jelly. She crosses paralysis onto the bed. Body completely limp. Feels like it's been ravaged by fever. Her pants are so gentle that she's wet herself, and her nether regions are twisting patiently. Stop emoting in my chat. Oh wait, can you not see the emails? I thought chat was leaking. Is it not? Is it the sunset? It shouldn't be the sunset. Yeah, like... weird. Weird. Oh, I see it now. Anyways. I can stop people in my chat, by the way. Maybe that's why we get to close. Kiika only rides in pleasure at some point. But, blah blah blah. Okay, well, we'll say, I feel like what's it called? I say self-cessed, because I don't have the name. I feel like self-cessed is like it's like a hidden gem, kind of. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it. I think, you know, when we're seeing, like, this is more of a hentai thing, but when a character is having sex with themselves, that's kind of peak, I think. I think I really enjoy those scenarios a lot. I think it's also fun to write about. Theoretically, I haven't really done that, but I think it would be fun to write about. So I say W, I guess. This I'm not mad at it, and we're still censored. That's good. Is this the best CGI? I mean, it's not like I'm mating them, but like it might be. It's the subtle things you notice as well that I also appreciate. You can see that the doppelganger is it? It's not the index. Fuck, it's the fourth finger next to the pinky. I forgot what it's called. You can see it's a little bit bruised, a bit purplish, and I think I like that little detail. God, it's kind of lagging for me, so I'm just like, I'm trying to click through it, but I can't really do it that efficiently. We can do this. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, if you guys miss anything, I'll be sure to tell you as always, but there's nothing that I feel like needs to be repeated. There's the doppelganger Yuka getting her in bit. It feels good. I feel like this is like half sexual education. It's like, please use the right proper terms when you that's what the doppelganger is doing. Like, use the term, say the words. You can say it. Her body bounced, just like she fell from great height. Her breath is often uneven. Only when she lays on eyes on the familiar ceiling of her room, Kiika realizes where she is. It's her own room. It's the cold of night, hanging in the air. Kiika slowly sits up. I think we're safe now. I think we're safe. Her entire body feels wet and sticky. She must have sweated in her sleep. She hears hurried footsteps outside the room. Yeah. The door swings open with a thud. But her best friend looking quite startled. She's in the house clothes, so she must have still been up. The light from the corridor spills over the floor of her dark room. There's a faint orange light, but it still dazes her. She probably just meekly and hangs her head. That's not a lie, but more than that, she doesn't want anybody to see how flushed her face is right now. Yes. Yes, it is actually. How about it's fed in and I'm going to concern. Kiika feigns calmness, but anyway, she's screaming all the while. And also, like, you can see how they're not portraying her as like entirely uncaring. It's just that the way she cares is something that, you know, pushes Kiika away and sort of makes Kiika doubt herself. This happens sometimes with painting. There's certainly painting styles that I think I've just objectively never done anything good. Like I think my dad sometimes talks about, oh, we were whooped as children, but we're fine. The kids these days go crazy. It's like, that's more speaks to your kid than it does like the teaching. Shut up, my grandmother. I love it. Not the point. Not the point. Because I think she really saw it like what she did as well. But like this stuff like that, just like no, that's objectively doesn't work. It's not good. But painting is, you gotta really like. There's some things you should do, but sometimes you do gotta play by ear. Sometimes it's just like every child is unique, and so you have to deal with them in unique ways. Right? And when you realize this, I feel like the door opens to a lot more creativity in how you handle them. You know. But yeah, Kiika's mother is not like completely uncaring. She's just kind of crazy. Kind of crazy is not the word I should be using. I've been saying a lot of wrong things today. Havana pulls her hand back suspiciously. I'd be very curious. Maybe Kiika's mother's probably not even that crazy about sexual things. It's just like, I wonder if Kiika could have like a conversation with her about sexual things nowadays because she's like a teenager now. I wonder how the conversation would go. I assume Kiika's mother is more of an abstinent training sexual, like abstinent phase type of person when it comes to like sexual education. But I wonder actually. Sound of a phone ringing breaks the silence. But is it? Yeah, who could be? It's kind of scary. Maybe when she leaves, her mother turns around and adds, He hears her walk back into the living room. She seems to be talking to someone. She's speaking English, meaning it's probably a father come from England. When the tension wears off, Avery is utterly exhausted. Why does this keep happening to her? She misses Kyoji. Being with Kyoji makes her feel at ease. She can't wait to get to school and see Kyoji again. I don't know what Yuka's doing. What is her goal here? Is it just to like... Is it just to like... I don't know. When he sent to the classroom, Kyoji immediately looks at Kiika. And that today is our stream. I just talk about a few things. I don't know what Yuka's planning. It seems very weird. Cause she hates Akane, right? So she wanted them to be together. She wanted them to be far away, separated. At least when she wasn't inhabiting her body. But with Kiika, she's particularly pushing her towards Kyoji. which I find curious, but I wonder. Hold on, I'm texting someone important. Oh my gosh. They texted me during the sex scene. Crazy. Okay. So yeah, don't be curious about that. Let me save. So you can leave now. This is gonna be me talking. Yeah, I'll see you on the next episode. But I think the conversation I'm gonna have are important, but they're not necessarily relevant. But upon approaching it, you can't help but notice you trouble. I'll go back for you guys. Well, if it keeps doing that, no. That's okay. There's a couple things I want to talk about because I did not save it. I did. Okay. Okay, so I said a lot of things. I didn't say a lot of things during the whole scene. Okay, I said hi, kind of real when she said she'll never tell anybody certain things about her past, and I think that's no. When I said that, I was kind of based that out for me. But in general, you should find people you trust with this information. I think bottling things like that up is not good, you know? Despite what I said at the beginning of the stream, but that was because that guy's weird, okay? And that's sort of why I do this. I do streaming, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to talk to people one-on-one about these things. I think people are weird, okay? I can't even talk about regular things on niggas being like, okay, bro. Alright, let's get into problem solving mode. I don't want to problem solve. I want you to, like, I'm telling the story so we can all relate. And now it's a problem solved. No, bro. Nice. Like, these are weird, bro. So I get that moment, right? It's like, to me, there's a lot of people I don't necessarily trust with information. Not, well, that's true. Like, I'll leave it at that. But there's a lot of people I also just don't trust to give me a good response. It's like, I might be good friends with you, homie, but like, if you talked about something serious, I don't know what you'll say. Like, I told a story to someone, about, this is also related to sexual things, about a conversation, about a story, right? One of my homegirls, I'm not gonna say a name because this is my real YouTube account. She had a boyfriend at the time. We were back in high school. But he tried to forbid her from like talking to me because he went through her DMs, right? And I was like, we wouldn't call with one of our mutual friends, and I was like, I'm gonna send you a dick pic. Stop playing with me. I'm gonna send you a dick pic. I'm so serious. Right? I was doing something like that. And we wouldn't call when this was happening. And then he believed that I actually sent her a dick pic, which I did not, by the way. And at that time, when in that conversation, I like, she would not have wanted that shit for sure. She was like, if you send that shit, and I will block you. But obviously none of that is in text, right? So like, she ends up like saying like, hey, Belle, I'm gonna have to stop talking to you for a little bit, Belle. He doesn't want me to talk to you, and I'm like, okay, it's whatever. Like, that's cool. I was telling that story to someone, right? And like, they didn't have no response to it. Damn near, they're like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Like, you know, I can't believe that's kind of crazy. Like, what? If someone told you that exact same story, there's so many things to talk about. Like, so when that's not even traumatic to me, it's like that's like a wild situation that happened. Why would I trust this person with something that I think that bothers me, right? And a lot of things you see me talk about during these streams are things that sometimes some of them bother me, some of them don't, but all of them relate to stuff I tend not to talk to people about, right? Last stream, it opened up with some serious shit that I definitely don't talk about that often with anyone. I didn't tell my dad when it happened, I told my mom, my little buddies, none of them. It left me very confused. There are situations I imagine that I'm gonna speak about that I don't like talking about because I don't want people to assume something about me that I don't assume about myself. I don't consider myself a victim of anything. But you know, I feel like if I tell a story back, okay, maybe that's something to investigate. It's not like I don't think it's necessary. And yeah, there was actually the TikTok that was these two guys talking, right? Where one of the guys is like, was talking about what he would do if his friend, well, what? No, it was not what if his friend doesn't remember his childhood past, right? And he says like he wants him to like investigate that and what that could mean about him and his child. But at the same time, he doesn't want to open up any of that because maybe that's a defense mechanism, right? And he knows, so he knows his fan won't listen, and his fan's like, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that bullshit anyway. But like, like, yeah, I don't tend to like, I don't want to open, not necessarily that, but I'm just like, I don't. If these things are anything serious, I don't want to poke the bear too much. And I don't know. I just don't like talking to people in that way. And another thing I want to talk about, as I mentioned sexual education earlier, I didn't get to say last time, but I should have. When I was talking about the reason why good sexual education is important, I should have brought up that there are times, I don't know how common it is, I don't have the stats on me, but it's not uncommon when it comes to these type of crimes, that another juvenile person will touch another juvenile person inappropriately without their consent, right? So that's also another reason why it would be important for these kids to know at least what is a good touch or what isn't, right? What to look out for, and things like that. And that relates to something I want to do in one of my own stories, right? I reached a point to where one of my characters, I could say their name because no, Vivian, she's 12 at this point, was talking to, is she 12? Yeah, she's 12. She might be 13. I don't know when their birthdays are, but I don't think they do either. Nah, they do, for sure. Not the characters, they don't know what birthdays are. She might call herself 13. Anyways, Vivian was talking to her junior about her body, right? Specifically, this is because one of her classmates, well, not classmates, they're not. One of her, one of her, wants to go classmates for lack of a better word. One of her classmates abused one of the juniors, right? It was a very big thing that happened in this whole facility, right? And so when so that happened like, I'll say a year ago. So now that they're on a different trip outside this facility, Vivian and Luna, they're alone in the hotel room, and Vivian is impressed by Luna because Luna is one of the #1 girls. Try disconnected. Okay, is so one of the #1 girls of her generation, and she's able to put up a fight against Vivian. So Vivian herself is like, okay, not only are you impressive, you were also harmed by one of my classmates. Not you specifically, but she was one of the only ones who tried to stand up to this person. It didn't work, but you know, she tried. So she decided to take it upon herself to rectify her classmate's mistake and teach her directly what is good touches and what's bad touches, and about sex just in general, right? And I wanted to write that scene very directly because I felt like it would be very important, but I also feel like giving too much details would likely turn off people, not because it's sexual, it's like sexually charged, because it's really not, but because I think that once someone reads about this, or let's say it becomes visual, when someone sees it, it's like, oh, this is now like an eroge, not eroge, or like hentai or point, and people classify that in their mind as like something for sexual gratification. And then they dismiss everything about it. So for me, I'm trying to mix the amount of details in it with the amount of society in it, you know. And I think that for a game like this is an evoke, yeah. But it's not. There's another word that I went. Let's see if I could find it on my phone really quickly. But there's another Japanese word for when a game is specifically for sexual gratification. That's not what this is. I don't think so. And so, but obviously it has sex scenes. A lot of them. It has nudity a bit. Nukige. And I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how it today. Nukige. Nukige. Nukege, probably. I say like gay. I say Nukege. Nukege. Anyways, you know it's about. You know what it is. You can look up the pronunciation and stuff, yeah? So, but obviously, when I show people scenes of this game, obviously I only show, like, specifically the wild stuff. It's like, that's a porn, that's a hentai. And I feel like you can see where I'm coming from. It's dismissive of everything going on. Because while I do think that maybe, I don't know, they created, which I think is important if I knew the creator and knew that works, maybe I would be able to be more inclined to tell you where they lean towards when they were creating this. While I do think that it's probably a bit too much sexual cutscenes, maybe. I think a lot of what they're doing is very intentional and been in a specific way that I find interesting at the very least, you know? It's very purposeful. The relationship between a man and a woman is so much the highlight of this game, right? And you can see it play out in many different ways. And so that's all I want to say about that. Next time we'll see. I'll probably be streaming this a lot the next time we'll see this. But tonight I want to end this so quickly because I'm gonna record videos. Yeah. If you've seen this is gonna be the day I try to, though it's not guaranteed. It's gonna be the day I try to finish Coffin of Andy and Lele. The reason why it might be maybe because I have the whole chapter 3 to do, and I don't know how long that's gonna take. But I have all night roughly. I could do it. It's gonna be a big video, I guess. Or I could cut it. Who knows? But yeah. I think that's all I have to say. So next time I'm gonna see more of the doppelganger thing because I still think that's Yuka. I don't think that's like a new thing that we need to investigate. That's just Yuka to me. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see you all later. I said thanks for showing up. Watch out.